For this project, we're going to be creating an in-context case for a Raspberry Pi 5 single-board computer. Now, the Raspberry Pi 5, if you're not familiar with it, is a single-board computer. It's wildly popular. There's millions of them out there. And the Raspberry 5, or Pi 5, just came out a little while ago. And it'd be great if you can use or create a case for it inside of Shaper 3D. Then, of course, you can integrate into your own design. If you have a 3D printer, of course, you can print out the little case and use it. So it'd be really nice to be able to leverage a lot of the data that's inside of the model. Now, the model of the Raspberry Pi 5, I just typed in on Google Raspberry Pi 5 model step file, and there's a bunch of them available. I just downloaded it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to work with it right now. So the first thing we want to do is go over here to File and say New Project. Once we're in a new project, go over here to File and say Import to Current Project. And right here on the desktop, I've saved this file called Raspberry Pi 5. It's a step file. And notice it's about 36 megabytes big. It's a pretty good size file. And go ahead and let that import into Shaper 3D. Now, Shaper 3D is normally a Parasolid based modeling program. So it's going to transfer all those step file bodies into Parasolids. You can see it's doing that right now. And as soon as it's give the software a little chance to do this, it's going to open that up, and we're going to have that entire step file imported and ready to work inside of Shaper 3D. All right, so give it a little bit more time here, and looks like we're getting pretty close. And there it is. Okay, so here you can see we have a little twirl down, and inside there you have all the different individual files. You can turn them off, show them, and stuff and so on. And we're going to use this model as a reference to creating our shape. So let's hold down Shift, spin this thing around here, and I'm going to choose the bottom surface there. I want to say, hey, I want to create a sketch. Okay. Now, once I'm in the sketch, notice the line command turns on. I want to hit escape, get out of the line command, and I want to choose the offset edge, right? I'm going to choose this one here, and I'm going to zoom in here and choose this line right here. Notice it selects that entire outside of the shape, and then I can just drag this out. I'm going to type in 1 millimeter and hit enter, and that's going to be that offset edge. Okay. So that's the first one. And then I want to do that same thing again. I want to click on offset loop again and choose that one there. And I want to drag it out 2 millimeters. Okay, and hit OK. And then hit E on the keyboard for extrude, right? And I'm going to spin it around in 3D so we can kind of see what's going on here. And that is the actual shape we want to extrude, right? If I can drag it up, I can drag it down. Now, if you try to drag it up, what it does is it starts trying to cut through the Raspberry Pi. So we don't want to do that. Let's just go down for right now, and then click on done. Okay, the distance doesn't matter. Now over here on the history bar, notice we have extrusion 1. If I twirl it down, notice it says distance 23 millimeters. Well, we don't really want to go that distance. We actually want to go the other way. So I want to type in -20. So the negative is going to point it in the other direction, and then hit enter, and notice it does go the other direction here, and now we have a shape that we're looking for. So of course you can always go back to the history bar and make some modifications to your design. All right, once you have that, let's spin it around. At the bottom, you can see this is pretty much right at the bottom of the thing. So this is kind of sticking down. So that's going to cause a little bit of an issue for us. So what I'd really like to do is grab like that surface there and just bring it up a little bit. I think 25 for a total distance is pretty good. So there's my 25. And now what we want to do is create some type of a feature that's going to hold on to the shape itself. So you got this board, and it's just kind of floating in space inside this current box. How about we use some of these mounting holes that we have in these 4 corners here, and we create some little bosses that we can put some, like self-tapping screws or something like that into like the plastic piece. So I'm going to choose the bottom surface again and choose sketch, spin it around, and I'm going to use the circle tool. So I'm going to hit C for circle on the keyboard, and I'm going to choose the center point of that hole there, and I'm going to type in 5, and then do it one more time. Choose the center point, just drag it out and say 2.3, enter. Now this happens to be the perfect size for a self-tapping screw that I chose before, but I'm just going to go ahead and just type that in. So 5, and do it again at 2.3. Okay. And let's go this other hole over here. Just continuing that same operation. So hit 5, hit enter, choose the center point one more time, 2.3, and there it is. And then let's go to that very last hole, and here we go. All right, circle 5, boom. And one more time, 2.3. All right, there we have it. Okay, so now hit E, And I'm going to choose these surfaces, right? So I just chose that one, and we chose this guy over here. And, or actually, we didn't choose it. We're choosing it right now. And zoom in here a little bit. You can see what's going on. I'm going to spin it around 3D. You can take a look at it. And I'm going to drag that up, right? And the distance I'm going to drag it up to doesn't really matter, right? Because I want to actually make it in context. So I'm going to hit done. Leave it long right now. And then go over here to the extrusion in the history bar. And instead of a distance, again, I want to go up to object. And I want to select that object right over here and choose that surface there. Right, so now it's just going to automatically come up to the bottom of the box. Okay, now we need a bottom, right? There's no bottom right now. And we have, individually, we've got this body right here, which we created. And notice we created this feature, this extrusion. And let's see, let's double check that one. So up to face, and we're going to be doing... face offs is fine, but we actually go to this extrusion here, and notice it did a union. We don't want to do a union. We want to create new bodies, right? And so that will give us the new bodies over here. So notice over here, we got to make sure we're creating new bodies. Otherwise, it's going to try to blend these new bodies with the Raspberry Pi, right? We want that to not happen. So these want to just be floating in space right now without the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to hide it for right now. Then let's go over here and choose the bottom. Right, and I'm going to hit sketch. So I'm spinning it around here, and then I want to select these edges. And I'm going to select, you can do this, and you can select this edge here. You can hold down Shift on the keyboard and just zoom in here. I can just kind of select the edges that I want to bring into the current sketch. That guy, a couple more. So this is really handy to kind of reference geometry that you already have and bring it into the current sketch. And notice if you click on this little twirl down here, you can say project. And it says, hey, it's going to project this into our current sketch. That's what we want. Click OK. Done. And then hit E for extrude. And I want to choose that shape I just created, right? So spin it around 3D. I can say, hey, I want to go this direction. And 2 millimeters looks just fine. Click OK. And there we have it, right? So now we have that other extrusion. It's going to show up right here. We can hide it. We can show it. And there it is. But now we have all these individual bodies, right? We don't want all these bodies. We want, I can hide some of these other sketches here so we don't see them. We want to bring all these things together. And to do that, I'm going to go over here to actually the tools, and we want to use a union, right? And I want to bring these things together. So I want to bring that piece together with this green one and this green one. And of course, that green one, and of course the outside, right? All that wants to come together as one shape. And notice now we've got a shape. There it is. So there's our shape, everything coming together, and here's our body, right? And I can hide the entire body, show it, and so on. Now I can turn the Raspberry Pi back on. So here's the Raspberry Pi inside the body. Everything's looking pretty good. Of course, I could run some screws down here. I could, tie that whole thing down. Now what we want to do is we want to cut some holes for the different peripherals, right? So we've got this RJ45 jack right over here. We've got some USBs and things like that over here. We want to cut some holes. So I want to choose this surface right here, start a sketch, and I want to create some in-context shapes. So I'm going to choose, turn off the line command, hit escape, hit R for rectangle, and I want to choose something like this one right over here. So click, and I'm just going to, escape. I don't want a center point rectangle. I want a diagonal rectangle. I'm going to choose right over here. It's kind of outside of this. It's about the shape I want. And it'd be nice to kind of see through this thing. So if I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click on this little icon here, go over to Appearance, and I'm going to say, hey, Show Hidden Edges. Okay, once you have that rectangle, then what we want to do is create a couple of dimensions here. I'm going to choose like a line like this one here. Hold down Shift, select that line right there. Notice it shows up over here. I'm typing 1 for 1 millimeter. Kind of do that as we go around the model. So I'm going to select this one here, select that one there. It pops down here, 1 millimeter, go for it. And down here, again, you've got some reference lines that are showing up here. So click on that one there, and it should show up somewhere. So it looks like over here now. So 1 millimeter, and of course, with the last one, which is going to be right over here, that guy and that one, and there it is. Okay, so now we got a rectangle based around this RJ45 jack. Well, pretty good. So then what we want to do is we want to do an extrude. I want to cut this thing through. The only problem is if I click on this right now, it's going to not bring this entire shape through. It's going to try to like bring this kind of weird thing here. And that's not really what we want to do. So what we want to do is just hide the Raspberry Pi. Right now, I can say, hey, now I want to do an extrude, no problem. So hit the E. I'm going to choose that shape, right? That one, and make sure you include this one over here. Click on next, and how do we got in that? So hit again, extrude that shape, and then just drag that through, right up to next, click OK, and there it is. So there's my first hole, looking pretty good in context to that other shape. So bring back that Raspberry Pi. You can see there that it's all looking pretty solid there. And then, of course, I can do it again. I can click on this surface here, click on Sketch, spin it around, grab the rectangle tool, again, drag something out like looks like that. And again, I'm going to grab a couple of these reference dimensions. So I'm going to go like from this edge here, shift up to here, 1 millimeter. And of course, you can make this more detailed, right? You don't have to just make a rectangle. You can do whatever you want. But for this example, we're just going to do a basic in context rectangle for these shapes. Again, 1 millimeter. Click there, 1 millimeter. And finally, down here. Yeah, where did it show up? There it is. Okay, here we go. 1, boom. And again, hide the Raspberry Pi at that point in time. Hit E for extrude, that one right there. Spin it around, and I'm just going to drag that right through. Click OK. Okay, and notice because the Raspberry Pi is not shown, it's only cutting through this one shape here. Now, of course, you don't have to just do this individually, one hole at a time. You could go back and you can add to it, right? So over here in Extrusion 5, click on the scroll down, right? I notice over here, my profile, I can say edit the profile, right? And what I want to bring in. You can also go back and edit that sketch. So here's that sketch, right, that we worked on before. And I can say, hey, I want to work on that. Again, I want to click on normal to the sketch, right? I want to turn the Raspberry Pi back on so I can see it again. And I might want to create maybe one more rectangle at this point in time. So hit R, come up here with that rectangle, drop that rectangle there. Of course, add the dimensions as needed. And then as soon as you get out of this, right, you're going to then, now you're, once you've finished making those edits to the shape, notice over here, if you zoom in, zoom out, let's go ahead and hide the edges. Right now, notice it didn't show up. You're saying, hey, well, why didn't that show up? Well, over here, you have to go back to that extrusion in your profile. You have to go select this. So it's there. So here it is. You just have to make sure you select it. Make sure you got those edges there, and then bam, there you go. All right, so that's how you can kind of create those in-context models referencing something like a Raspberry Pi or in pretty much any design, right? And you're adding dimensions from the features that are imported to your own design. And you can, of course, continue doing the same type of design as you go around the shape. If you need to add, holes for these guys over here or something on the back, working with the pins, you got a whole bunch of different things you could bring in here. It really depends on what you need, because a lot of times people are using these and they don't use all this. They're only using maybe just the RJ45, for instance, and they maybe just want a hole. They just for that, right? And keep everything else covered up. No problem. Bunch of the things. That is in-context modeling inside of Shaper 3D. Obviously, you can have multiple bodies. They all show up over here. You can make these little folders and keep everything organized. You can turn them off and hide them, reference them. You can project things. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with in-context modeling. Of course, it is one of the more powerful things you can do pretty much in any 3D modeling software. Thanks for watching.